Once upon a time, there has been a farmer who used to go to the river every day to bring water to his family. One day, one of his two pots cracked and the poor farmer couldn't afford to fix it. Days went in while the cracked pot kept leaking water, and all the farmer could do is continue walking and feeling sad about it. Spring came and the farmer realized how the leaking water gave birth to hundreds of flowers throughout the road. Today, COVID-19 cracked our lives. We all felt sad about it. And so many people still struggle to feel positive or to overcome the consequences of the pandemic. And this is why I'm here today, to share with you one golden lesson that I learned from 9-month experience as a medical doctor in the emergency room in my hospital here in Morocco. I've seen so many vulnerable patients, so many being brought to the hospital after attempting suicide or after having severe depression or anxiety attacks. One of them, a 19-year-old girl who attempted to end her life by taking medication, and after talking to her privately, I realized the girl had severe depression, loss of hope in life, and lack of support from her family and best friends. Today, COVID-19 affected us all, either our education, our work, our personal or professional relationships, and it made us all vulnerable like this girl. I remember so many patients coming to the hospital with beating marks in their faces, in their hands, in their bodies, especially women, day and night. One time at 2 a.m., a man came in being severely injured by his drunk wife, and he was begging us to let him stay in the hospital for the night because he couldn't get back home, and with the lockdown measures, he couldn't go anywhere else. And this is how COVID is affecting our families and our personal relations. Yet, so many people still speak about the importance of economical effects and tackling those issues related to social effects of COVID. But for me, the real issue and the real matter is the human capital, is being us as humans able to support ourselves and to thrive during the pandemic. 5 months ago, we did a study with 4 global youth organizations about COVID and youth, and we found out that mental health was the second most concerning issue for youth in the pandemic period. We also found that 58% of young people were negatively affected in mental health caused to the pandemic. A similar survey conducted by the International Labour Organization found out that at least 1 in 2 young people will possibly suffer from anxiety or depression because of the pandemic. A very serious issue to tackle, yet it doesn't need a miracle or a fortune to solve. It only needs care for each other. I remember those days when I was in the hospital wearing those tight protective suits to go and treat COVID patients. It used to give me the courage and the resilience to go and fight the disease. And similarly, when you care and cherish each other, you share the positivity, the courage and the resilience they need to fight the consequences of the pandemic. One of those days, I was in hospital surviving my 24-hour shift, hungry, tired. I had no lunch, unfortunately, too much work. Out of nowhere, a 24-year-old girl comes in. She handed me a bottle of water and a colorful paper saying thank you. I still remember seeing that girl 1 week earlier in coma because of her uncontrolled diabetes. She wrote a poem for me, thanking me for helping her and helping other patients. And let me tell you something. At that moment, my hunger and my tiredness weren't an issue anymore. That feeling was positivity and energy which helped me survive the day, and that little gesture of kindness gave me the energy and made me feel valued and recognized. And this is what care is about. Caring for each other doesn't mean making some special gift or gesture. It can be as simple as calling your people, your friends, your family, asking them how they are doing, if they were fine, and if you can help them somehow. 3 questions that you can do after listening to this talk. You can talk to people, show them that you are there for them and that they are not alone. And as Oprah Winfrey said, life is a reciprocal exchange. If you want to move forward, you have to give back. So if you want people to care about you, you have to care about people first. During the past 7 years, I worked as a young activist in different NGOs. I traveled to 20 countries trying to solve different problems and challenges related to youth and public health. I also worked as a trainer to educate and empower and build the capacity of youth in different levels. I have lived the magic and power that education can have on lives people, and this is my second step to survive in the next pandemic. So here is a question for you. How many people here know what are the 5 steps of mental health first aid? Let's say you don't know, okay? So if you spend 5 minutes searching and reading about it, you will have a rough idea about what you should do and should not do if you face a similar case. How great is that? Now, if you spend a couple of hours doing a free online course about mental health first aid, you will have the ability to offer advanced support to people in need. Isn't that awesome? Dave Chappelle once said, "Modern problems require modern solutions." And with the COVID-19 pandemic and the new normal, there are several sets of skills that can make our lives better and easier, and we can start learning them right away. So today I just want you to get out of that comfort zone of yours, go read a book, read resources, watch a video, an online course, download an app, whatever suits you people. Just keep learning. Now, of course, when you do that, there will still be many other issues and challenges caused by the pandemic that needs to be solved. And here is where our third and final step comes in hand: helping others and contributing to change. In the past year, I've been acting as the liaison officer to students' organizations and the coordinator of the COVID campaign in the International Federation of Medical Students Associations, IFMSA, where I have been guiding and supporting medical students for more than 90 countries to work on COVID. I have seen young people educating others, raising awareness, creating innovations and creative solutions, supporting vulnerable populations by giving them food and sanitations, volunteering in call centers, and doing different kind of actions to help alleviate the impact that COVID had on their communities. Now here is my question for you today. How many hours per week do you volunteer for your community? And believe me, it's not something difficult at all. The amount of rewarding you feel when you help others and you help contribute to solving their problems is limitless. My friends, the past 9 months have been really life-changing for me. I have seen so many people suffering and struggling from the pandemic. I have also seen so many people standing up, growing themselves, and spreading positivity. And my lesson for you today is that no matter how bad the COVID-19 pandemic or any other pandemic cracks our lives, if we stand up and keep walking and keep improving ourselves, if we keep watering our community and watering others by helping them and supporting them, we will be able to grow flowers of positivity and resilience, and we will be able to survive the next pandemic. Thank you very much.